Oh, oh yeah, look at the hair. Solid. That's a good one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's a solid pig. 3.5 pounders, just pure fat. So, 3.5 pounders. Pick a random tree, but watch where.
You good?
Yeah, it's good. Ooh, that's a chunk there. Ow.
That's another good one, huh?
On the top. He's just fat, really. I mean, look at the bellies on these fish. They're not the longest fish ever, but they're definitely, I mean, they're toads, they're chunks. Another fatty. Pretty windy now, but get him. It's mini Lake Fork, I'm telling you. Tons of boats around us too. Dead fish here. A solid 2-pounder too. That stinks. That's a good one. Come here, big boy. Yeah, it is. Look at that thing, man. That thing's a freaking football. That thing's probably a 3-pounder. 3.5. Might even be heavier than that. Really good on that thing. Nice solid fish. Just smacked it off some of these lily pads here. Another small update video for you after catching that decent fish. And that was a fast fish of the day. The thing was a solid 3 pounds, just straight fat. I mean, the thing was like built like a football. He was short. He's probably only about 17, 18 inches. Probably shorter than that. Probably about 16, 17 inches. But he was just fat, man. Easily 3 pounds. It just felt good. And when I hooked him, he was staying under, and he was just head shaking. I thought he was actually a lot bigger. I was imagining in my head like a 6-pounder coming up shaking its head, but that obviously wasn't the case at all. So we're gonna get back out there. We're fishing the complete opposite side of the lake. Still fishing kind of the same concept, that you know, 7 to 8 foot of water right off the edge of the points, and seems to be pretty successful. I mean, we went about an hour without a bite fishing other spots of the lake. Came to this side across from our old spot, smacked one within the first 3 casts of us being here. So get back out there, try to get some more. This whole little thing right here is its own little mat of hyacinth. Super thick. You practically walk on it. The whole thing's its own mat. There's probably fish sitting up all the way under it too. Got another one here. Freaking Look at that, airborne. Oh, and there's one swimming with him. I'm gonna get that on camera. There's one right there with him. That's crazy. They're all just so freaking fat. That 3-pounder I caught earlier was like stupid fat. Right in the roof. That's a solid hook set. My God. I mean, look at that fish. That's a 15-incher, but look at his belly. I mean, they're so fat for the size fish that they are. Still on the prowl for something huge. But that 3-pounder I hooked earlier, that thing felt like a beast too, and turns out it wasn't. I hate when you catch a fish and you're reeling it in, your braid gets all, tight, and it rubs together and it gets all tight inside the spool. Your next cast is always garbage, like that one was. Got about halfway and just popped back. Yeah, that fish had a buddy about the same size swimming with him. It's starting to cook out here, I promise you that. I'm in freaking jeans, boots, and a long sleeve, and it's getting to that time where it's time for lunch. Getting hungry. So it's kind of funny, I've been using this in every video since I've been back stateside. And it's I went to Bass Pro one day and just picked it up. It's a Bionic Blade Micro. It's got micro guides all the way down. It was $60, and I needed a new, I needed a 7-foot heavy, something that was decent. I picked this up and I was like, shoot, $60 just to keep it in the bed of the truck and pond fish with it or whatever when I get down to Georgia. And here I am. And it has a Bass Pro Shops Carbon Light, the old style reel, all gold, 6.5 ounces, very light. And if you go back to the video where I caught the 9-pounder on Butler on this reel is about to touch 6 years. About to touch. Here this summer, it'll be a 6-year-old reel. And it's one of the longest reels I've had. My Daiwa Zillion lasted 6 years. So if this thing makes it to Christmas of next year, it will officially beat a $500 Daiwa Zillion. So that's how much it was back then when I bought them. And this thing was $120. And it has caught countless double-digit fish. I don't even know how many miles of line it has rotated through. I mean, look how much boat rash is on it, but the thing performs awesome. I keep my stuff going for so long because after every big trip that I have or a long weekend of fishing, I always like to go in there, clean out all the gunk, all the moss, and re-lube. And that's how I make stuff last so long, man. I've heard people that get like a year out of reels. I've never had a reel go out on me in a year. Ever. I've had one reel internally break, and it was my first baitcaster. It was a lime green quantum reel, and I set into like a 12-pound fish in a pond on a frog, and the fish was so big and ran so fast that it just tore everything on the inside of the reel. We had to hand line the fish in. Oh yeah, look at the hair, solid. All right, excuse the hair, but we just got off of the lake. Had a solid day, but we probably finished close, I'd say close to 12, 13, maybe 14 pounds. We definitely had a lot of good fat fish, 14 being the most, 12 being the least, somewhere in that range, 12 to 14 pounds. So we're heading back to base now, gonna go shower up, maybe sit a nap in. I gotta wash the truck because it's toast from driving all these back clay roads. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and it was a solid day.